a few moments so I can get an edit point from my video. So we just stand shoulder width posture. Stand in shoulder width posture with the knees gently bent, weight slightly forward onto the toes. Tailbone tucks forward just a little bit. Spine is nice and long. Chin draws back a little bit. So as the tailbone sits down, spine lengthens, head pushes up. We concentrate deep into the core of lower dantian, deep into the core of the belly. I'm just going to gently turn from this core part and look back over our shoulders, and then come back to the front and do the same on the other side. Just slowly stretching and warming up the back and seeing if there's any issues there today. So this 15 minutes of exercise, we just gently turn the waist, let the hands tap. So I always do 15 minutes of exercise just before starting the meditation class. So if you don't want to exercise, you can always just skip forward to the meditation part. Today we're going to be doing some sound work. These exercises can be done standing up or sitting down, doesn't really matter. But the idea of this is just to get the chi moving. So the implication is that when we sleep, when we lie down, the chi kind of doesn't move around so well, that sometimes the chi can pool in the big muscles. So the big muscles of your thighs and your buttocks and calves and the arms, the back of the arms. The chi can kind of hang there, as it were, without going around the body so easily and frequently. So the little morning exercise set just gets things going, just gets the body moving. So we're just moving the chi around the body. There's an interesting piece of advice that one of my teachers, Teacher Lou, gave to me. And he said, never leap out of bed. His advice was, sit on the side of the bed for a few minutes, just get yourself orientated, think about your day ahead, sort of make a gentle sort of diary note of how you want your day to go. And then stand up and then gently, well, he always suggests, and I always do, first thing, exercises to get the chi moving. So I do this exercise set more or less every day, really. So lie in bed, wake up gently, hopefully not with an alarm clock. I always use a daylight alarm clock if I have to use an alarm clock at all, which is very rare these days. But use the gentle way of waking up, bird sound on your iPhone, whatever it might be. And then you gently sit up on the side of the bed and you just rearrange your thoughts. And the idea about this is that it just gives the chi enough time to start moving in your body. And as the chi starts to move, the blood starts to move. And there's some sort of terrible statistic about strokes or heart attacks or something like that that says, 743, I think or 737 or something like that. They make a particular number where the time where most people have their sort of, strokes or heart attacks or whatever it is. And I think this is all about that. I think it's about leaping out of bed and not letting your blood and chi rearrange itself quickly enough. And then suddenly you have a problem. So we suggest, Lou and I suggest, sit on the side of the bed, rearrange your day, get up, do some very gentle exercises to get everything moving, and then go about your day. And you'd be amazed how much better it makes you feel. It makes you feel fireproofed when you start your day, everything's in place. In the old days, when I was younger, it used to be leap out of bed, rush for a cup of coffee, light a cigarette, rush onto the train. And it's a wonder I survived, really. Thank heavens that has changed. Okay, so this exercise, we're just turning the spine a little bit, gently tapping onto the belly button, tapping onto the small of the back, open the palm of the hand so it slaps on the side of the body. And that really gets all the chi moving in the core of your body. And we can just extend the spine a little bit more by the second part of the exercise. Just slow down slightly, but make it a bit longer. Look back over your shoulder. Use the neck to turn all the way. Few last long turns, really opening up the spine, really opening up the neck. Okay, good. So let's just let the whole thing gently slow down, slow down, slow down, and then come to a stop. So sometimes you feel a bit lightheaded after doing that. So just plant the hands in the earth, lift chi up, draw the energy up into the blue sky, and then gently pour the chi down through your body. We can imagine it moving through our heads. We can imagine drawing any excess energy out of the head deep into the chest, and from the chest down into the belly, where we just pause momentarily, feel the chi gathering in the belly, and then let the hands continue down, moving chi down the legs back into the ground. So the target is the belly. Gather chi, lift chi up. Move chi down through your body, gathering all this energy, drawing it deep inside, pulling the energy down to the belly, relocating it deep inside the belly, and then relaxing the hands and letting the chi flow. So normally 3 times is enough just to make one feel more or less balanced. If you're feeling really dizzy, you can concentrate your mind on your toes. You can just kind of think about the toes. But of course, you could always sit down, lie down, doesn't really matter. You have to make this class work for you. Okay, and let the chi flow down. Okay, so we're going to do some simple forward and back bends to complement the rotation of the spine. Now we lengthen the spine. So the back bends, very simple stuff. Just lift the hands up once more, stretch them up into the blue sky. And then we're just going to tip over arms and ears. Roll into the upper back, roll into the middle back, and roll into the lower back. And just let the body gently hang here. Body hangs and relaxes, back of the neck is soft, knees are relaxed and soft, and the body's just hanging down. Okay, so imagine the foot split into 4 pieces. Firstly, stretch down towards the toes. And then gently release that stretch. Imagine a line between the roots of your toes. Gently stretch down towards that line and release. Imagine a line that's drawn between the insteps. Stretch gently towards that line and release. And finally, a line drawn between the heels. Stretch to that, just gently stretching deeper each time and release. And let the body gently hang there. Let's lift the tailbone up behind. So we point the tailbone up into the blue sky behind us, and then swing the tailbone towards the front of the body and start to assemble the spine. Join the arms and ears together just to make it a bit more difficult, just to get a bit of extra stretch on the nape of the neck. Bring up the arms and ears, draw up to full height, and stretch. Softly relax the knees and the hips forward, and just let your whole body gently lean back. Stretching up and gently back. Stretching up and gently back. Stretching up and gently back. Good. Hands up into the blue sky. We're just going to do some side bends to complement that. Let the left hand drift down. We're sort of searching for the back of the left knee. And then the right hand arcs over the top to pull open the right side of the body. Right hand goes down. We gently open up on the left. Down on the left side. And down on the right side. Good, so that's the whole back bend routine. We're just going to run through that another 3 times. Stretch up into the blue sky. Okay, so we start with the forward bends. This is coordinating the arms and ears so they go over at the same speed, just tipping over the nape of the neck. And then the upper back gently goes over, the middle back gently goes over, and the lower back gently goes over. Let the whole thing relax down. Back of the neck is soft. Tummy is tucked. Okay, great. So first extension takes us down toward the toes. And release. In line with the roots of our toes. And release. Heading back toward the insteps. Release. Working back toward the heels. Relax and release, body hangs. Lift the tailbone gently up behind. Push the tailbone toward the front of the body. Start to roll the spine up. Join up the arms and the ears, or coordinate the arms and the ears. Don't want to press your arms and ears together. Stretch up. Bending back so the knees drift forward and the body leans backwards. And up. Back. And up. Back. And up. And back. Hands up into the blue sky. Let's go down on the left-hand side of the body, opening the right side up. Down on the right side of the body, opening up on the left. Down on the left. Down on the right. Stretch up. Okay, so we can do the next 2 sets with our legs straight. Just gives us an extra hamstring stretch. So we're just trying to have the arms coordinated with the ears, not pressed against the ears. Tip over, arms and ears. Roll into the upper back, into the middle back, into the lower back. Let the body hang down, relax, keep the knees nice and straight. Tummy tucked in a little bit. Weight slightly shifted toward the toes. Okay, great. Extend softly toward the toes. And release. In line with the roots of our toes. And release. In line with our insteps. Release. In line with our heels. Relax and release, body gently hangs. Okay, so lift the tailbone up behind, gently push the tailbone toward the front of the body, slowly roll the spine up, take up the head and the arms and the ears at the same time, stretch up into the blue sky, stretch up. Release the knees and the hips gently forward as you lean back. Stretching up and gently back. Up and back. Up and back. Hands up in the blue sky. So let the left hand drift down. Allow the right side of the body to gently open. Allow the right hand to drift down. Left open. Down on the left hand side. And down on the right hand side. Hands up into the blue sky. Last time through the whole process. Again, if we can try and keep the legs straight, that would be great. Lock the knees, head, arms, and ears tip over. Upper back, middle back, lower back. Drift gently down. Back of the neck relaxes. Whole body relaxes. Softly extending toward the toes. Release. In line with the roots of our toes. Release. Working toward the insteps. And release. Working toward the heels. Release and relax. Body hangs. Lift the tailbone up behind. Push the tailbone gently toward the front. Start to roll the spine up. Bring up the head and the arms and the ears. Gradually up into the blue sky. And stretch. Knees and hips drift forward as you lean back. Up. Gently back. Up. Gently back. And up. Gently back. Great. Hands up in the blue sky. Just drift down on the left-hand side. Right side of the body arcing open. Drawing down on the right-hand side. And the left side of the body open. On the left. And on the right. Great. Stretch, hands up into the blue sky. Just releasing the hands gently down the sides. Slowly relaxing the hands down. So this chi balancing exercise again. Hands deep in the earth, lift chi up. Gently pour the chi down through your body. So we move any excess chi out of the head, down into the chest, and then store it back in the belly again. And then relax the hands. So any dizziness is caused by excess chi in the head. It's called rebellious chi that's run the wrong way, gone up into your head, and now we're gently brushing it back down to stop you feeling dizzy, moving the chi out of the head, drawing it deep into the center of the belly. And then storing it in the belly. So it's just a momentary pause, just a kind of nod in the direction of storing the chi. And then one last time, let's gather again. As I say, 3 normally does it, but if you wish to keep going, no problem at all. Do it as many times until you feel balanced. Drawing chi down, bringing the chi deep inside, storing the chi deep in the belly, holding the chi there. Relaxing the hands down so the chi flows on down. Okay, so we can gather one more time and bring the hands back to the belly then. So lift up, pour down, and the target is to rest the hands on the belly button. One hand on top of the other, just connecting deep inside. Just gently let the eyes close and just relax into this posture for a moment or so. So in Zheneng Qigong, Dr. Pang, the founder, he's created a poem that encapsulates all the ideas of Zheneng Qigong. And we use it as a kind of way of grounding ourselves and bringing ourselves into the perfect chi space. Sometimes it's spoken in Chinese, sometimes it's spoken in English, sometimes it's sung. Today I think I'll sing it. So it goes a bit like this. Ding tian li di, ding song yi chong, wai jing ne jing, shen chong ma Inyambochi Shenju Tai Kong Chen Yi Jiao Ti Jiu Shen Rong Rong Jiu Shen Rong Rong Jiu Shen Rong Rong. So when we look at the translation, it says, connect your feet deep into the earth, your head into the blue skies. Imagine blue sky chi pouring down, earth chi surges up, whole body relaxes, the mind goes quiet. As we do so, we can scan inside our body, feel for anything that feels blocked, uncomfortable, painful. We can just imagine dissolving all blockages. We can just imagine dissolving ourselves into the chi around us. No longer a solid version of you, now a chi version of you. Gently relaxing into the chi field around you, absorbing energy from the chi field around you, releasing chi that's no longer needed. No difference between the inside and the outside. We take up this humble stance, our knees a little bit bent, our back nice and straight. We clear our mind so that it's like the blue sky. We feel our connection as a Qigong family, all the other people around the world who are doing the same thing as you right now. But also we say no time, no space, so it doesn't really matter. All day, every day around the globe, there are millions of people connecting into the Zheneng Qigong field in the same way as you're doing. Their good information permeates the Qigong field, as does yours. You give good information to them, they give good information to you. We heal ourselves in the Qi field. This great connection through all the classes and all the teachers and Dr. Pang. We feel this amazing connection. So in this really open and relaxed way, this is how we run through our Zheneng Qigong set today. So today we're going to work with Dr. Pang's 5 organ healing sounds. So in the Chinese system, there are 5 principal organs in our body, and each one relates to a season. So the season for summer is heart. And we're just in summer for a few more days, being the 2nd of August, is it? 1st, 2nd August, wherever we are. I think the season changes about the 7th or 8th of August when we move into something called late summer. So that'll be the 2nd organ we do, which is the spleen. So how do you stimulate your heart using sound? The heart is one of the most easy ones to feel because you can actually put your hands right on your heart in the center of your chest. And if you just do something simple like say, ha, you can actually feel a vibration underneath. Ha. And so that indicates that as we make a sound, we can make the actual organ we're thinking of vibrate. I mean, it's less obvious when we get around to sort of kidneys or liver or something like that, but the heart is quite nice because you can actually get that vibration right in the center of the chest. So Dr. Pang's been very specific about how he uses these heart sounds. So each of the organs has 3 sounds, and sometimes they're kind of linked together. One sound merges into the next, and sometimes they're completely standalone, done one after the other. And that's the standalone for the heart. there are three tones. The first tone is shin, like the shin on your body. And you just say shin. The second tone, these tones are arranged as a kind of like physical tone, a chi tone, and then a spirit tone. And so the idea is the first tone you do is quite strong, shin. The second tone we do is xiang, xiang. We do it just a little bit more gently because it's now referring to our chi, as it were. So we say xiang. And the final tone, shing. It's almost like the sound effect they use for a sword in a movie. Shing, shing. Now I've taken it even a step further, and I found that if you use the note G in the pentatonic scale, is it called? If you use the tone G, you get a perfect heart vibration. So G is, it's getting very fancy, this, 638, no, sorry, 384 hertz. Gosh, that's very precise, isn't it? Shing. So using a head tone for the heart, shing, you can do it down there and that sounds all right for the heart, but I feel that shing, the higher G, seems to work better for the heart. So you can have your hands in front of your heart, you can touch your heart, or it doesn't really matter, you can have your hands on your belly and just think about your heart. So we're going to say shin, shin, shin first, xiang, shing. So I'll remind you as we go. Take a gentle breath in. Shin. Xiang. So when we have a kind of an ang tone on the end, an ng on the end, it's almost like you can almost imagine the shape of the G. It goes round in a circle, then it comes down and it curls back towards you. If you're sort of writing a G, as it were. And that almost suggests the shape of the sound because you open up the tone, she, and then you start to close the tone with the bit at the end. And it's almost as like the tone curls back inside you and almost becomes a hum, if you like. So try that. Xiang. Breathe in. And the last one, a bit quieter. Xing. Let's run through the whole line 2 more times. Shin, breathing in. Xiang, breathing in. Shing, breathing in. Last time through the process then. Shin, breathing in. Xiang, breathing in. And Xing, nice and gentle. Xing. Gentle breathing then. So as we work with our heart, love, the emotion of love, grows in our body. It allows us to become much more open and happy. And as we dissolve what the Chinese like to call giddiness and instability, and so any sort of giddiness and instability disappears, and we become more solid, more steadfast perhaps, but also love, openness and happiness flood into our lives. So as I say, I think around the 8th of August, we start to move on to spleen territory. So the spleen is the earth, and unsurprisingly, the earth is C in our scale, 512 hertz apparently. So gang. Gang and fu, the first two tones, melt together. So gang becomes fu. So this first tone sounds like gang fu. Gang and fu. And then we can take a breath there, breathe in, and the last one is zhong. So that's a ZH in Chinese in pinyin, but it sounds like DJ, like Django. So zhong, and it's a slightly finer tone. Zhong. And it's got that ng ending on it, so that allows it to kind of curl inside you. So we do gang fu, and then we take a breath. We do zhong. So when you work with your spleen, you start to improve your ability to trust. Start to improve your ability to trust appropriately, I think is one of the things. And the thing that spleen I hate to say is bad for, but the things that the spleen, the problems that arise from a spleen out of balance, perhaps that sounds more technical, is worry and rumination, overthinking, basically. And so when a person who overthinks too much, we spend too much time churning ideas over, we worry a lot, and we find it very hard to trust people. We work with our spleen, and that starts to improve. So gang fu and then zhong. Okay, so take our first breath in. Gang fu. Breathing in. Zhong. Breathing in. for John. John. Breathing in for Gang Fu. Breathing in for John. So you can just massage the center where the stomach lies, just on the left-hand side under your rib. That's around the spleen area. Helps you to build your trust, helps you to stop worrying so much. Stop overthinking everything, just to be more relaxed and centered. So when we move out of late summer, we move into autumn, and that's for your lungs. So the lungs have got quite a tricky tone. It's an interesting one. You say sang. Sang is quite easy, so we just breathe in and say sa, and then it's got this eng, sang tone going deep inside it. And then it's got a very odd breathe out, breathe in tone. In fact, kind of hiss out, hiss in. So you say s. And the only way I've ever found to describe what that sounds like is that you're hissing through a straw, and then you get to the bit of the milkshake that gets stuck on the end of the straw, and suddenly it stops, and you have to, and you can't kind of suck anymore. So you have to blow through your straw, and then sip in. And then as soon as you finish sipping in, you say song, sang, song. So and song are one tone melted together, and sang is an individual one. So we do sang first, and sang is to the tone of a D. What's a D? 288 hertz. Sang. Okay, so we could hold the lungs. Sometimes that's quite tiring. Have your hands in front of your lungs. You can think of your lungs. And so lungs are all about honesty and integrity. And so we make ourselves straighter, honest, more integral people. And then we let all of our anxiety go. So the lungs have got a bad rap. Sadness, shame, sorrow, guilt, and grief. And so we let all of those things go. All of the anxiety around sadness, shame, sorrow, grief, and guilt, they go. And when you let all of those go, that allows you to become a more integral person, a more complete person, and allows you, therefore, to be a more honest, more straight person. Song. Okay, so let's start with that. Breathing in for sang. Then this song. Breathe in. Breathing in for sang. Breathing for song. Once more through. Sang song. Breathing in. Breathing for song. So breathe in. So you feel all the anxiety disappearing. Sadness, sorrow, shame, guilt, and grief disappear. Feel yourself coming together. Feel yourself feeling more straight, honest. Okay, so when we finish doing our lungs, that's autumn, we move on to our kidneys, which is winter. So the kidneys just sit underneath, above the lowest rib. So when you put your hands onto the lowest rib, you're more or less in contact with the lowest part of your kidneys. So you can hold your hands here when we're doing this exercise, or you could have your hands on the ribs at the front and just imagine chi flowing through to your kidneys behind. So the kidneys are all about fear. Fear makes you panic, makes you do rash things, unwise things. So if we can quell the fear in our lives, we become much wiser. It's much more easy for us to be wise. Kidneys have got a strange tone as well. The first is almost like a cough. When you say it, you say, eh, like EH exclamation mark. It's a whole breath filled with and then you very gladly take in a new breath and use two tones together. U, almost like a big letter U, and then ying. Ying. So it's U would be nice long tone, and then ying is even quieter. So we take in the breath for that. It would be U and then ying till your breath runs out. So the kidneys resound to an A tone, and A is 426 hertz. No, it's not. Oh, yes, it is 426, I think. Yu Ying. Okay, so coughing and then Yu Ying. So plant your hands wherever you wish to hold them. And then we'll take this first breath in and cough out. So breathe in. Take a breath in. Yu and Ying. I might try that a bit lower, so breathing in again. We'll do first. Breathing in. So coughing out, breathing in. Breathing in for Yu Ying. I'm going to do the kidney tone 5 times. I'll tell you why in a moment. Breathing in for eh. Breathing in. Yu and Ying. Breathing in. Breathing in for Yu and Ying. I think got one more to do. Breathing in. Nice breath in. Maybe one more. Breathing in. First, breathing in for Yu Ying. Gentle breathing. If you're holding your kidneys, you can massage them, massage around the front and imagine your kidneys. Imagine all the fear in your life dissipating. And as you get rid of this fear, you become wiser, you become smarter. So we did extra kidney tones there because you can always benefit from the kidneys being strong. The kidneys are like the batteries of your life, the building blocks of everything in Qigong. And so we just give the kidneys an extra bit. So just using this theory, if there was something that you were particularly working with, for instance, your liver or whatever, you might do these tones and then you might decide to do them 10 times for the liver and then 3 times for everything else. So you could really kind of, press the button on what you're working with. Or if you have the understanding about the 5 elements, about the seasons, when you come to heart as we are now in the summertime, wouldn't know it, but it is, you could maybe do the heart tone 10 times and then the other ones 3 times. And so you can either exaggerate it depending on the season, or you could exaggerate it depending on your own particular needs. And otherwise, you could exaggerate it all in the kidneys because the kidneys just really help lift our energy. So in our cycle, we have to finish off by doing the liver. So the liver is for springtime. Kidneys are winter, liver is spring. Okay, for springtime, the liver emotions, well, the sort of negative side of liver is anger. Quick flash anger. So if your liver is blocked, you tend to be someone who can be cross very easily. You can fly into a rage, as they say. But also, there's another side to liver, which is just holding a grudge all the time, being cross with someone for years and years and years. And that's all held in the liver on the right-hand side. And so when you're angry all the time, it's very difficult for you to be compassionate and kind. And so as we dissolve liver anger, our natural compassion and kindness comes to the forefront. So we can work with the liver using another tone, a bit like the kidneys. So you say tu, 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 and it's almost like you spit it out. You hit that kind of plosive tu, 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 till you run out of the breath. And then again, the next tone is two joined together. Juling, Jew, J-U-U-U-U, and then ling, L-I-N-G, Jew-ling. And the liver resounds to an E tone. Jew-ling, Jew-ling. Liver tone being, what is that? 320 hertz. Okay, so Jew-ling. First tone is two, spitting out two. So you can have your hands on your liver, you can massage your liver as you wish, have the hands in front. You can just have your hands in your belly and think about the liver. There's no right or wrong to this. Don't worry about it. So just find whatever feels natural. And then we'll spit out two, and then we'll say Jew-ling. Okay, so take a big breath in for two. Two, 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 two. Breathe in. Jew-ling. Jew-ling. Spitting out two. So breathing in. Breathing in for Jew-ling. Your anger gently fades away. Your compassion and kindness comes to the forefront. Again, two, spitting out two. Breathe deep. Two, 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 two. Breathing in for Jew-ling. Last time for two. Breathing in. Two, 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 two. Breathing in. All anger falls away. Your compassion and kindness comes to the forefront. Oh, and then we just gather the hands into the belly. To finish off, we just use the word ching. Ching kind of goes inwards. Ing. So it starts open. Ching. And then it goes inside. So it's almost like chi and then ing. Okay, when we say ching, it just balances out everything in the body. It just brings us back into the kind of center after having done all these various organs. So you can just have the hands on the belly. We'll say ching a few times. Take a gentle breath in. Then we go an octave lower. Breathe in. Just move up and down till you find a tone that works for you, feels comfortable. Feel Qing vibrating in the center of your chest, in the middle dantian. All of the organs get their Qi from this middle area. So we can kind of vibrate the center of us, and it works for everything. Let's take a breath in. Qi. Let's just do 2 more Qing. Breathing deep. Lovely. Okay, one more time. So we just gather the Qi back onto the belly. Hold the belly button for a few moments and allow the Qi to gather deep inside. The whole of your body has been released and relaxed by this amazing sound you've made. So it doesn't matter if you're someone who is tone deaf, if someone who you don't feel you're a very good singer, because you can make the perfect vibration for your body no matter what. It's not like this is just something that singers can do. Anybody can do this. Everybody can make the right tone for their body because it's integral. It's built into you. This amazing ability for you to look after your body's health using only sound and vibration. So just to close off, we can just turn 3 lovely circles around our belly button. This just starts to draw everything back into the center of you. Starts to bring you back into your physicality, moving you from your kind of Qi self back into your physical self. And then we can head around in the opposite direction, 3 circles. And that just really centers us, brings us, sends a message to your body that your Qi practices are over. You just hold the Qi deep inside. There's all this energy stored the next time you need it. So as you stand here, just imagine your Wei Qi layer. So this is a layer of Qi around your body, around your skin. It's like an envelope of Qi around your body, keeping you safe, protecting you. It's a wonderful force field. And then round you, your Qi body. Imagine that. It's a meter in front of you, a meter behind you, to your left, to your right, above and below. This beautiful bubble of Qi protects you as well, but it also connects you out into the outside world. So as you stand here, just imagine yourself, every cell in your body filled with Qi, every cell in your body returning to perfect working order, every cell in your body working well. All functions of your body return to perfect working order. All functions normal. So as you stand here, just imagine your body inside these wonderful shields of Qi, safe, protected, happy, well, and all functions normal. You can slowly open your eyes, put a big smile on your face. Just gently move your hands. Just have a little stretch out for the body. Anything that needs stretching, you just gently move it. Don't know, I think that's right. Okay, so we can now say Haola together. And so when we say Haola, that emphasizes, Haola translates as good already. Everything is already fixed. So Haola means good. And it's just reinforcing that all the work we've done here is complete, perfect, and continues to work throughout our day, throughout our week. So we put our hands up in the air. I count 1, 2, and then we say Haola together. Okay, so hands up in the air. 1, 2.
Haola.
1, 2. Ha.
La.
Last time. 1, 2. Ha.
La.
Very good. And then we just take the right hand and we sweep it in front of the body. So the right hand's facing up, left hand sits on top of it. We pull the fingers together and we put our thumbs onto the ends. So this is the Zheneng Qigong salute. Thank you very much for being here with me today. It's been an absolute pleasure. And what I'm going to do is put this online. I'm going to share it, and then everybody else can share it and give it to your friends and push it around the world to whoever might need it. Thank you for being here.